Hello everybody, and welcome back to artofdino.com and saveearth.us. And I have recently come back from my yearly vacation to Aruba, paradise, one of my favorite places. I first went when I was 8. I think I went back on a cruise when I was 13, had my first beer at a bar, and then from about 16 on, my parents got a timeshare there, so I've been loving it. Once a year I get blessed with an opportunity to go and experience paradise, which is far removed from my home in Boston, which is nothing close to paradise. But this time, for the very first time, I've been there 20 plus years, and I have never heard of this, the Mangel Cora well. And this also connects with a talk that I had with my buddy Chinny last year, where you can see a video of where we talked about a possible tunnel connection, ancient tunnel that connected from Aruba to Venezuela. And so the news obviously isn't going to mention anything like that, but my friend and I theorize about stuff, and he brought that up to me at one point, and he heard it from someone else. So it's always been a possibility. When it comes to the ancients and their potential, anything is possible. So when looking at Google Earth, you see the tip of Venezuela down there, and you see Aruba. San Nicolas is the part where these underground tunnels, wells, are. So it's a distance of 17 miles, which when you think about how the Earth has changed, there could have easily been some kind of connection there. And underwater, there could be as well. There is all kinds of rough water after a certain distance between Venezuela and there, but look at how close it is in the grand scheme of things. That could very well have been a connection at some point by land, let alone by a tunnel. So that's the theory I'm going to kind of propose or just bring up today. So these are some pictures from inside this tunnel. Now this is just coral, and I met a person. I was hanging out on a pier, and I met a friend who was a local in Aruba, and he was telling me about these and how if you go, they go really far. He said they go out about a half a mile or about a mile, and then all of a sudden you encounter a blockage. If you go, it gets really dark. It goes up to your knees deep. I said I heard it smells pretty interesting, but he said if you keep going, eventually you will be blockaded in, and there is no way to get beyond what is inevitably out there. So again, like everything in this world, they have blocked our ability to experience something that would maybe take us out of their reality. So there are some diagrams that you can be found online based on that article that you see over there. And this guy was the first guy to ever take pictures inside it, and he flashed it and did an extended kind of exposure. And these are kind of the way it goes. The tunnel goes into the sea below the coral, and the tunnel is granite, so there's no telling how long that granite goes for. And if the coral is built on top of the granite, who knows if back in the day the low sea level was exposing all this stuff and connecting it to Venezuela. We don't know. But this tunnel is amazing looking, and it's carved out of pure coral, and it's not the only tunnel in Aruba. There's tons. This article refers to about 10 wells, and there are a lot more. 2,134 foot tunnel, but if it's blocked, how long could it really go? And again, they'll never tell you anything like that. So it's a theory that maybe it goes to Venezuela. And I asked my friend, that guy that told me about this for the first time, he's like, probably not, but hey, nobody really knows. If you can't go past it, you don't know. Either way, I'd like to expose this to, not to become a tourist site, because I think it is a little dangerous, but to the adventurers out there or the truthers out there who are looking for a little bit of an off the beaten path test or experience, then this might be a pretty cool one. So read any of these things. They explain it very interestingly. It's a low oxygen environment, which they say is fun. And a lot of people say don't bring your kids there. There's a lot of tunnels and caves in Aruba that are great for kids, but this one probably is not. But here are some of the wells that were dug deep in it, supposedly, and there's also tons of gold mines on Aruba. So again, there's no telling how far those go, how far everything goes. And we see cities all over the world, Paris, New York, everywhere, that have undergrounds that are massive. Who's to say they weren't doing it here and everywhere? There could have been ways to connect communication routes, or different transit routes from Aruba to the mainland of Venezuela. It could have all been connected by one long coastal place. Who knows? But again, Aruba is packed with mysteries. So much cool stuff. There's all these different kinds of ancient things all around, or near ancient. There's a pyramid in the center, the Kusadasi Haystack Mountain, and it's not the only one. There's a lot of hills but look at this. The water looks very interesting, and they were using it as fresh water. And in the article, they say at the very beginning, 1,000 years from today, conditions may be entirely changed in Aruba, ... but the people will still be getting water from Mangel Cora well. So the early Arubians were getting their water from here, but as tourism expanded and everything, basically the oil refineries started to come in the 1920s and 30s, and that changed everything because they needed a lot more water. And then inevitably Aruba would have desalination plants, and Marriott even has their own desalination plants, which is a great idea, but you never know. Nowadays, I think, to be honest, I think I got sick the last time I was there from the water, but it could have been something totally different because I usually love the water there and it's usually great. This is the first time that I may have had a problem with it, but either way, I found it ironic that this was used for wells, and I discovered this and this freshwater technique where the rain would come down and it would be kind of preserved in this great reservoir, which is somewhere also down here. I bet if you keep going along one of the directions, you could get to a massive reservoir, which they said held millions of gallons and whatnot. But then there's also caves like this all over the place, which who knows what, if they were carved out by water or something way different, or how deep they go or wherever they go. But they are amazing and very fascinating, and I recommend all this stuff to everyone. There's a tunnel of love to Aruba's biggest cave. It is a great island with some of the greatest people you will ever meet. If you've ever been to a tropical island in the Caribbean and you've been afraid for your life going away from the hotel, go to Aruba, because you can go everywhere there and you can feel perfectly safe. Everyone is a friend. Everyone is family. They all know each other. They're the best. I have friends there that I came of age with since I was 16. Great, great people. Best people around. Beautiful island. It gives you your own slice of paradise, and it really feels amazing. And these mysteries that keep growing behind it. The pyramid in the center with the perfect weather, the weather that's crazy, and this tunnel to Venezuela, and so many other things. There's crystals, Cerro Cristal, there's gold mines, there's old little kind of ruins of different, almost not really star forts or anything, but there's some old stone buildings and a lot of interesting stuff. So definitely check it out. It has a little bit of everything, and especially paradise. So again, who knows if that tunnel goes all the way to Aruba? Maybe one day we'll find out. Maybe someone will blast through, and we'll find out. You never know. But we got to start doing this stuff. Archaeology needs to ramp itself up because we need answers to a lot of these questions, and everyone has questions. So someday the answers will come. Bless you all from artofdino.com and Save Earth. And if you get a chance, go to Aruba. And P.S., if anyone in Aruba sees this map, this art map, which I made about 10 years ago, it's still amazingly accurate and the best one on the island by far. If you see the ones that are on the products, let me know. Bring this to Aruba. I still dream of bringing this artwork to Aruba in a way that will make me enough money to one day stay there and make the island money to hopefully heal itself in natural ways, because I'd love to donate a lot of the profits to the island. I just need enough to vacation there. If you have a way, contact me. I'd love to hear from you, whether you work for Aruba or you're just a local there that would like to bring the art to the island. I would appreciate it infinitely. Bless you all.